For this assignment, I decided to take a unit I have taught before and add technology. Let me show you how I use Google and other educational apps to make this unit a more learner-centered unit. Google Apps were an essential tool. I started by creating a slide presentation that was used throughout the unit. I collected images to introduce the vocabulary. These images help make the language comprehensible to the students. So for example, I would display this side and I would say, classe, il y a une vache. And then I would point to la vache. Then I would say, classe, il y a un mouton. Class, there is a sheep. And then I would say things like la vache est plus grande que le mouton. The cow is bigger than the sheep. They would get the necessary repetitions to help them learn the vocabulary word, and the images help them to understand what I was saying. I used slides to display warm-up exercises, speaking prompts, and writing prompts. Finding authentic resources used to be a difficult task, but with a quick Google search, now I can find images like this box of macarons and this picture of a French baguette that we used in our Price is Right activity. For the Price is Right activity, I displayed two different images, and then the students had to use our grammar point from this unit, the comparative, to talk about which item was the most expensive. Google Forms is an easy way to create an online assessment. After they've completed the assessment, you can easily see student responses. The add-on Flubaroo makes grading a snap. The data can then be used to drive future instruction. Google Classroom makes communication easy. I can post links, announcements, and assignments, and the students are notified through their email of any changes to the classroom page. In addition to Google Classroom, I used a variety of resources from the internet to help make the instruction more learner-centered. I used Zaption and Edpuzzle to curate YouTube videos and embed questions. Students can work through the videos at their own pace, and I can check for student completion, and I can also check for understanding by reviewing their answers to the questions. Both Zaption and Edpuzzle are easily shared into your Google Classroom. I also incorporated activities from Texas French Grammar site. This is an open education site. The students can read through the information at their own pace. They can listen to the French being read to them. There are MP3s embedded into the page. When the students feel comfortable with the information that they've read and listened to, then the students can complete the text exercises at the bottom of the page. And when they're done with the activity, they can check their answers and they'll receive immediate feedback. I usually do these in class, so if the students run into a problem, then they can ask me why they got it wrong and I can help them find the right answer. I make their vocabulary list available to them on Quizlet. Students can log into their Quizlet account and then they can select the vocabulary list that they wish or have to study, and then they can select an activity that they would like to try. Quizlet makes sharing the links to the vocabulary list on Google Classroom really easy. After selecting the vocabulary list, the students can do a bunch of different activities. They can flip through the flashcards, they can do Learn, which this is what they would see on their screen if they would select it. They can practice their spelling, they can take a test, or they can play games like Scatter or Gravity. The nice thing about Quizlet is there is some student choice. They can play the audio to listen to the word. They can change whether or not they see the English or the French first. I usually suggest that they start with the French, and once they know French to English, then they go back and challenge themselves to go English to French, because that's what they're going to be doing when they're speaking and when they're writing. This is what Scatter looks like. They have to match the English and the French together. If the students are playing through the app on their phone, they don't have access to all the activities. And then because I have a teacher account, I can check to see what activities that they have completed. I can check their scores for the games, and sometimes I'll throw in bonus points for the person who might be the fastest at Scatter or got the most points playing Gravity. I can also check to see which terms they're getting right and which terms they're getting wrong, so then I know what words I have to concentrate on in class. A nice feature of Quizlet is that I can create a memory game using a PDF form of the vocabulary list. It's also nice because I can go back in and create a quick quiz and print the quiz off for the students to take. I also like to incorporate a lot of games into my classroom, and there's some apps available that can really make formative assessment fun. One of the apps that I use is Socrative. I can do a quiz, which isn't quite as much fun. We can do a quick question, which they do have a lot of fun with. I can make up an exit ticket, or we can do Space Race. And the nice thing about Space Race is I can use an Excel spreadsheet to upload a quiz, and that makes for quick work. And when you finish an activity, Socrative can email reports right to you, or you can have them sent to your Google Drive. My students love playing Kahoot. This is a great way to check for understanding, and you can collect data on their responses, and you can stop class and you can talk about what it is that everybody got wrong. So with the right technology tool, integrating technology into the classroom is very easy to do. You can use it to deliver instruction, you can use it to assess the students, and you can use it to communicate with the students.